Good morning, traders. TG Watkins here. It is July 26th when I'm recording this. Hope everybody's doing well out there. I'm just slightly under the weather, so no camera today because I just want to get this video out there and we'll try and make it to the point. But anyway, last week or so, we've had some really nice compliments from some of the newer people in the Moxie room. Ram was saying, bravo TG's success on shorts is testament to your trading caliber. So, market's been changing a little bit, so we've been shorting some things. Some of them I've had to take 2 or 3 times, but a little segue into that, I have been reading the new Market Wizard book. It's very interesting. I like that it is very, very current. In fact, some of the most recent trades they have in there for like April 2025. So that's awesome. And they're kind of a younger generation, so it's nice to, I don't know, it just feels like a very refreshing book that has a lot of relevancy and currency to it. And what's interesting is that most of these guys who have made their millions and whatever started off by shorting small caps, and then they had to kind of graduate from shorting mid caps and just shorting bigger stocks because of liquidity issues. So yeah, kind of interesting to see that this book is talking all about shorting some stuff, and since the market has not been good, we've been tackling some shorts. So I'll get into that when I talk to you guys about FTNT. So there you go. Also, this is down here in the southern Puget Sound over at my wife's family's beach cabin, and I've been able to get some nice relaxation over the last few days, so enjoying that. And then George Hoffman, he was asking about the Moxie Indicator in general, but he was reminding me to tell you all to remember that the Moxie Indicator is available on TradingView. We also have it available on stockcharts.com if you guys want to do it. And he was saying that he loves the class and everything that I do here. So great to see that. And then also from George, Love Simpler, always a great service. So I hope you guys, whoever watches me, whoever check out any of the Simpler Trading videos, I hope you guys enjoy it and also find a home while you're here trading with us. Then one other thing I just want to show you, my wife and I were watching some comedy the other day. This is Matt Rife. And if you guys remember, my elf shoe pattern and what I talk about. Well, I have had subscribers in the past bring this up to me as like, if you want to see an elf shoe, check this out. And it was always kind of funny because, we saw these out on the internet but never thought they were real. Well, Matt Rife has a special, and I think it was a year old or something. We were just watching it the other week, and the guy in the front row was legit wearing these shoes. So I just had to take a picture of this as we were watching TV and bring it up to the Moxie crew because they are all about the elf shoes and everything, and here they are in real life that somebody actually was wearing them out there. So pretty wild for that. Okay, so let's dive into the overall situation. Remember, this is for educational purposes only, and remember to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. That way you guys get notifications anytime I put videos out, not music out, videos. And let's see, the SPX short is confirmed. It's basically doubly short. So let me just jump into that real quick. Because over the last week or so, you guys have seen that I've put out some videos with Simpler and also through my Profit Pilot channel, and I pointed out that we had a red Moxie price trigger to the downside on the hourly chart, and then as of Friday, we got a Moxie price trigger to the downside on the daily chart. So this is continuing to work its way up the food chain. We started by losing the 15-minute time frame, then the hourly time frame, and now losing the daily time frame. So it is working its way up there. Risk off. I think we have seen an extreme quickness in risk coming off. We've seen the space-related stocks just take an absolute nosedive. We've seen just about anything related to AI also start falling off rapidly. There are a few that are still strong. We'll talk about AMD and Dell in a second. And then kind of in short the bounce mode. So I wanted to let you guys know that's kind of where we are until things change. Short the bounces. We've had a couple big up moves last week, but that's also because they were bounces from big down moves. So as the market continues to kind of weaken and come down, it's going to get very choppy. We're going to have drops, we're going to have bounces, we're going to have all sorts of stuff. So either remember the overall trend and don't get confused by the overall trend that's happening right now, which generally is down. And or day trade, very, very short-term trade. So because there's going to be a lot of movement available. Okay, so let's dive into the overall market and some things I'm going to be talking to you all about. So here's the SPX. As I said, we've been discussing this. The last bastion of hope was right here as price bounced up into the underside of the hourly 50. I was telling the Moxie crew, I said this should be exactly where price starts to get rejected. And we had Tesla and Google earnings, and they both went down. So sure enough, the market went down. And from a technical standpoint, that was absolutely perfect. As far as the daily chart, we are losing the daily 50. I look at this and say, you know, basically, well, if I can draw a straight line, right, kind of like that, you can see we're losing it. We can also see that the daily 8 is starting to cross below the daily 21, and we are in a squeeze. So I don't think we are over on the downside yet. I think there's still more to come on the downside. If we look at the IWM, this has been very much slow motion, but it continues to work out to the downside. I just don't see any strength here. Of course, there are bounces, but none of these bounces have manifested into any kind of swing long. So that's what I mean is don't get confused by the trend. The trend is down for now. You can see we have the 8 below the 21. We do have a pretty tight squeeze, and then just remember the Moxie indicator is very, very far below 0. So any kind of bounce that we get, the Moxie indicator is saying not ready for a swing long entry yet. So we are right here at the daily 50. I think we could probably look at something like this trend line right there. You can see that we basically got rejected by the underside of the trend line. Oh, I don't know, was that Friday? I think it was. And so I think we are now continuing, you know, we have been down. I think we were continuing the confirmation to the downside. And I think even the IWM is going to continue moving lower. Let's just take a look at RSP. I don't have this on the thing, but I just want to show you guys this. That over the last few weeks, I said this was about the last thing that has been strong. I said I'm just not sure that it's going to be able to continue to stay strong. As I said, it's kind of the strongest. I mean, it's been up here because we still have the 8 over the 21, but the Moxie indicator has been down for a few weeks, and so basically any bounce is really just a bounce at a downtrend. So it had a nice day on Friday, but again, I'm not trusting it to the upside. There's no way I'm going to be saying, hey, go buy this for a long move. If anything, I think it's going to be bounces and downtrends. If we look at the Dow, same kind of deal. We are starting to lose the 8 and 21 on the daily chart, so it's coming down. And we have a short on this. Basically, we've sold a call credit spread right around there, so that has been working out beautifully. Time is on our side. The other thing I've been talking about to the Moxie subscribers and traders is that I don't know where the short move is going to go, and we never really do, and I don't know how long it's going to take. So I didn't really want to do anything that was going to be directional. Rather, I wanted to sell credit, sell premium, because as long as price doesn't go up, then I'm good. And so we're making money as this thing continues just kind of to stay weak. So I'm happy with that. And again, Moxie indicator is just continuing to say weakness down here. So the Dow continues to come down. We can look at the SMH. There was a pretty big bounce, I think, last week on this, but I think you could look here and say that it came into prior support. It made a pretty sharp move to the downside, and basically it was a bounce up into resistance. So that's why I was telling people, like, okay, you know, so the SMH decided to bounce, but it is still a bounce and a downtrend, and the Moxie indicator is still below 0. So really nothing here yet, you know, just kind of day trades. There are very short-term intraday moves and, you know, maybe a couple day moves, something like that, but overall continues to be weak. Maybe it doesn't go down a lot, maybe it does go down a lot, but it's definitely not bullish is the best thing I can say. IGV software was kind of looking, looking relatively strong for a while, as it was kind of hanging out and through here, kind of looked like it wanted to hold the daily 50 with the daily 8 over 21. And I said, one thing that my mentor always told me is they travel in packs and they bring their friends. And so I looked around, and you look at Palantir, you look at NOW, you look at Fig, and you look at some of the other software stuff, you look at Microsoft, and they're kind of mixed. So I did not get a really, really strong vibe from them saying that, oh yeah, we should really go long on software. I think they're going to be able to buck the trend. It's like, not so sure about that. And sure enough, this started to lose the hourly 50. We got our Moxie price trigger to the downside, and you could just basically, I don't know, somewhere right there, you could see it started to break down. So of course, there can be oversold bounces, but same thing, this is not looking strong, so I do not see an opportunity on the long side with this either. Then we can look at the mags. And through here, this is a lot with, I don't know if Tesla's part of the mags, I forget, but definitely the Amazon and the Google, and Google was down. But what I say in through here is, here was your bounce up into resistance. Then I said, I think we're going to start breaking over, and you can actually point this out and probably say that this was a head and shoulders right there on the hourly chart. And you can see it lost the hourly 50 and continued to stay underneath the 15-minute 50, and then you had Google earnings, and that continued to move down. So that was another area that I said I would not be long. I don't think this is going to work for the long side. So sure enough. Then we look at the VIX. This is another thing I've been discussing. You can see here I put a line right around here saying, hey, I think that's going to be the low. Turns out that this was a regular inverted head and shoulders. There's your Moxie price trigger. There's a pullback into the hourly 50 and another pullback into the hourly 50. So we continue to make significant higher lows, and the daily chart is starting to go bullish. So this continues to climb, and I think it's going to keep going until we probably see this thing pop. I think we're going to need to see something really help define a bottom in the market and a top in the VIX. And if you look at the UVIX, same kind of deal. We've been watching this hourly, 5250, and I told Moxie traders right about there. I said I think that's going to be the low, because basically I think that was the retest of the low, and then you can see here moved up. So yep, this thing continues to hammer out a bottom. I think it's going to go higher, so that means weaker for the market. Then I'll just show you guys the put call ratio. I talked about this last week, but the update on this is basically it's starting to continue to move up. So I think this has more upside, which means more downside of the market, and I don't think that this is going to be done going up until we really start to see prints, daily prints over 1, and we want to see the 10-day moving average get closer to 1. So I think that there's also still more downside in the market according to that. Okay, then AMD. Now I had somebody in the comments on YouTube, because I think it was the last week or so, and I said, hey, I would not be long on AMD. And then I said, yep, check that out. Really big down move on AMD. And I said that that was all because of the hourly Moxie indicator being below 0. And sure enough, there was a big bounce down. And then the person in the comments said, I'm wrong. Just straight up, you're wrong. And that was the reason that they said I'm wrong, is because there was a really big bounce right back up here, and you could see that, well, hey, look, AMD is still super duper strong, and look how it came right back to where it came from. Okay, fine. I also said to that person, it depends on your time frames. But if you look here, it continues to make lower highs, and it continues to not be able to break out past this level. And the Moxie indicator continues to be below 0. So just remember, things can bounce in downtrends. Some of the biggest up moves are in downtrends because of oversold moves to the downside and short squeezes. So AMD decided to come into this level right here, and it bounced really hard. Fine. I'm still saying I'm not going to be swing long on something like this. If you want to be long on something like this, great. Do it from like a 1 to 3 day trade. Pretty short, pretty quick, if you can be fast about that. But if you're trying to find a stock that you think is going to go higher, I don't believe this is it. I think that it has failed the daily 50. I think it found support, and I think it bounced pretty hard. But you can see here it is putting in lower highs, and I'm concerned it's going to keep moving lower because nothing says that it wants to go higher. So to the person who said I'm wrong, I think it also depends on your time frame, and I hope you're a day trader, because multiple people can be right and wrong in the same area through here, because if you look at AMD, it's basically going sideways. It is in chop. But I'm concerned that that chop is actually going to continue to weaken and resolve down. So let's see what happens. Also, earnings is always a crapshoot, so let's just see what happens on earnings. I don't play earnings, so if it goes up or down, I'm not going to say yeah, I called it or anything. But let's just see what happens up to then. I don't see strength here. All right, then Dell, kind of the same thing as AMD, is that it did break down right here, and I said that that wasn't surprising because you can see the Moxie indicator was below 0, and just like AMD, it came into a level, came into the daily 50, and it bounced. But it bounced right back up into its normal range, so it's really not doing anything super special, and it could technically be putting in lower highs. So again, I don't really see anything here. These are very, very fast moves, and the only way you can be trading these if you're a range trader or day trader or something like that. From a swing trading perspective, there's just no opportunity here. Okay, and then FTNT, I wanted to show some progress on this one. This one took me 3 times to get. I was trading stock short, got stopped out or just exited because it wouldn't go down. And then right here, I actually put on a call credit spread. And I sized that one up a little bit more because I felt 3rd time's a charm, and I could tell that this really was the right setup. And now you can see we have broken down. So happy about that one. That one should be paying well. And yeah, I'm happy about that. Okay, Google. Let's take a look at this. So Google, and if you guys look at what I put here on the list, I said FCF, which is free cash flow. This is basically what everybody is talking about, and this is why the investors are not thrilled about Google and Tesla, is because Google is issuing more debt, or at least they did in the past, just recent past, issued debt via stock stock shares. Tesla has their free cash flow going negative the first time in a few years, and Google is going negative in free cash flow in like the first time in however many years. It's been a long, long time. And so investors are just trying to say, like, look, you just are not really good investments right now. And I think they're a little bit nervous about the AI thing and just also free cash flow. They're the ones spending the money. So that means they're having to put in a lot of capital in order to see benefit later. And so these stocks are just not being treated well because of that. Now, maybe Google and Amazon and all these other companies that are going down right now, hey, you know what? If the AI thing turns out to be great and they've spent all the capex and then they start seeing revenue, then they will do great later. They will do great in the future. But right now, the market doesn't like companies that are going negative on their free cash flow. So at least that's been the conversation. So there's your Moxie price triggered to the downside. And there's price getting rejected by the underside of a downtrending daily 50. So fairly clear in through here, and basically just not something I would want to be sticking around for earnings. And you could even see that it did a bear flag into the underside of a 15-minute 50 right there. So, just no surprise. And you look at Tesla, Tesla's kind of saying the same thing. You can see it was also very similar. There's the Moxie price trigger to the downside, and there's price getting rejected by the daily 50. There's the hourly, and you could just see here it's basically been in a downtrend over the last few days leading up to that earnings report. So nothing to do with Tesla either. And then Amazon, wanted to point this out. I mentioned last video, Rick is one of the subscribers in the Mastery in the Trade Room, and I want to say two things. One, when we get something like this, yes, it's a sharp pullback. Yes, it could be indicative of something, but we don't have enough information because it is going down across an uptrending daily 50. For all we know, that could just be a deep pullback. And so I was not willing to say that this is a downtrend yet. The time that I am willing to say that this is a downtrend, and this is what I said before it happened, and Rick, I know you've given me thumbs up on this before, we've talked about it, but I said that this is when we can start to say that this is confirming to the downside, is when price gets rejected by the underside of a downtrending 50 with the Moxie indicator below zero. So yes, as of this bounce into resistance, we are now confirming the downside. Once again, it does have earnings coming up, so anything goes. Anything goes. Remember, the earnings is when new information comes out, so it totally can change the picture. If Amazon happens to go right back up because of earnings, then I'm willing to change my tune because new information came out. But as of right here, right now, the daily 50 is acting as resistance and momentum is below zero, and so this is confirming to the downside. So that's why I'm not going to say that, oh, this is going down and it's going to go down to $150 and it's going to be going down for the next 4 months. Nope, I can't say that. Let's wait until after earnings when new information comes out, see how the market reacts to it, and then we can go a little bit further as far as that go. We talked about this in the Moxie room this week, and I don't know, some other famous trader was quoted to say, I don't need to see a year in advance. I just need to see a few weeks to a few months in advance in order to make plenty of money. And that's kind of how I feel too. I do not need to know where Amazon is going to be later in the year. I just need to know where Amazon is going to be in the next few days or weeks. And right now, with this coming up, I just don't need to know. I do not need to place a bet. But what I could tell you is right here, price came up and got rejected. Moxie indicator below zero. Okay. So hopefully you guys are doing well. I'm going to go back and lay on the couch or something and see if I can feel a little bit better. Remember, simplertrading.com/Moxie if you want to check out more. And I hope you guys are doing well and kind of laying low. And if you're trading, I hope you're doing well with your day trading because, the market's a little funky right now, isn't it? It's the summertime weakness leading up to midterms. All right, guys, thanks again for your time, and I'll catch you later.